Knights at the Round Table, a round table discussion on speculative fiction books and film. Hi everybody, welcome to the next episode of Knights at the Round Table. Today we are discussing the 1992 film Death Becomes Her. I am sitting at the table with Sue and with Nathan, and I'd like to start with general impressions of the film. Sue, you're going first.
Okay. So, when I was in grade 6, grade 7, this was one of 2 or 3 movies that I used to watch with my best friend all the time. Like, all the time. Like, every single week we would watch this, Dirty Dancing, or Casablanca, I think, were the 3 that which is funny because I remember nothing of Casablanca. But anyways, and watching this after not having seen it for a number of years, I'm not sure how I feel about it now. Like, there are so many things that I enjoy, some, like, quality lines, because, you know, I love picking out, like, cute lines from films. But then there are some other things that I'm like, dear God, why? Like, just why? And so I'm kind of conflicted, but it still remains as a movie that I will enjoy regardless of the review, but wow. Time! Oh my God.
Nathan?
It hasn't aged well.
No.
No.
Which is funny for this movie in particular.
I mean, it's kind of apropos, really.
It is
really
very
is.
apropos. But there's still some very funny bits.
Yeah.
I mean, Bruce Willis is really underused as a comedic actor.
Seriously.
Yeah. That's my first opening impressions.
Yeah, so my impression of the film is, first time I watched it, I was a young teen. It was on TV. Watched it with my parents. It was hilarious then. I watched it now and I'm like, oh, the conceit of this film. But also...
Yeah. Right, that's it. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Right?
It was, yeah. There's so many moments that I was like, I don't want to be laughing, but it's actually really funny.
This is so bad, but oh God, that's hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
Oh dear God, there are some beautiful lines
Yeah.
that are
Yes.
incredibly funny that took me about 2 seconds after they were said for me to get, because they were just said as part of the thing. Like, there's no particular emphasis placed on them.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the favorite one of mine that sticks out is, and then we must act quickly. First, we'll finish dinner. Wait, what? She said that and then continued on with this murder plan, and then I'm
Just
like,
ting.
yeah, like a second later, I'm like, wait, you'll finish dinner first? Wait, what is going on?
One of my favorites is, oh, what's your secret? Spray paint! And he goes on this
He
whole
does, and the
thing,
woman's so
and she's
horrified.
Another favorite line of mine is, you can't give him any character or death, people have to recognize him.
And you're just like, wait, what are you doing to this body?
Oh, dear God.
I love the, please don't fail the Madeline Ashton test.
You know what? That actually hit a little close to home for me.
Really?
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. Oh,
oh,
yeah.
God.
I'm
I'm
sure
sorry.
every young woman in their life has been with a friend who's funnier and more attractive, and all the people that they've liked have liked her instead. I mean, I've been there.
Wow.
It's a bit complicated for me, but
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely the Madeline Ashton test.
Yes.
yeah.
Although I've never actually put anyone to the test, because that's just
yeah.
not some. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, why are you still friends with that person?
Yeah.
Right?
No, I know. Okay, this is one of the biggest problems. I'm like, okay, so first of all, besides the awful time lapse, like, I appreciate that you don't go through the drawing of the 3-person romance thing, whatever, fine, and you skip over it for 7 years, and it's like 7 years later, and then later, 7 years later, and then 30-something years later, and you're like, Jesus Christ, what is happening? But it's just, you held on to that for so long. Like, maybe I'm a little bit strange to the rest of the world and I drop things I drop things eventually. Like, I don't hang on to things like clearly this woman did, and she's just like, I'm going to, like, kill her and, like, do these, and I'm like, just get over it. There's a million other people out there,
also
like,
who
come
aren't
on.
this particular.
I never, like, thought that she was still in love with that guy. That it
no,
was
no.
all about getting even.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm not a person who holds a grudge, but I have known people who hold grudges.
I hold grudges. I just don't act on them because that would be psychotic.
Exactly. Well,
Which
that's
is
just
very
it.
much the character.
Yes, I mean both of these women were hideous.
Completely.
Oh my
They were
god.
they were such awful people.
Yes.
It really were.
I mean, nobody in this story comes out especially great.
No, they're all awful people. It's just a story about
Three
awful people.
Yeah,
Yes.
awful
Exactly.
people. That's
Yes.
it. It's a funny story about awful people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something that Goldie Hawn's character, whose name I can't remember. Helen.
Yeah.
Thank you. You didn't steal him. He went to you. I don't blame you. I'm like, you know what? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that was what
What she had meant.
she meant.
Yeah.
Instead of what was actually the conceit of this film, which was she was just out for revenge against my brain is not braining.
I can't
Madeline.
remember her name. Madeline, right. We just said the whole testing.
Madeline, thank you. Good
It's a
lord.
goldfish today.
Oy oy. Then, you know, although if that was the case, it'd be like film over, right?
Yeah.
It's like
And then I moved past it.
yeah, and then I became a best-selling author, and
Well, yeah,
life
but
was
like
great.
there are other revenge tales that are way more interesting, maybe. Like,
yeah, no, that don't center around getting some guy.
yeah, and
Yeah.
don't like throw her into the awful stereotype of you're fat and you're eating ice cream and
Oh
sitting in
my
front
God,
of
I
the.
hated
Oh
that.
my
With their
god!
thousands of cats.
That was
yeah.
one of the things that
Yes!
rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Oh.
In a very bad way.
Yeah. No, agreed. I rolled my eyes. I'm like, oh god, of course she's fat with 100 cats.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because that's what lonely people become. Like,
Yeah.
fat with 100 cats.
Yeah.
The 100 cats, I don't mind if my house was big enough. But...
Yes, I agree.
And all because of... it bugs me that it's all because of some dude. And that dude was like a spineless...
And at the same
yes.
time, I kind of
Also
really
very
enjoyed her
brilliant.
sitting in front of the TV and rewinding that death.
Yes! Even as she's being dragged out by the police,
But the
you're just
police
she's
is
like,
no, I
I
don't
watch her die again. Okay, I'm good.
Oh my god.
God. Yeah, it shouldn't have been funny.
Right, that's
But
it.
it was!
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. Oh, can I just say, as a personal thing, that gothic church house thing mentioned would live there, but get rid of like the 80s style butlers.
Oh my god.
That was just hilarious.
The butler showed up in his like lycra, I don't know what that thing was, and it was down low here and you can see all of his chest hair. You're just like,
Oh, and the maid who like, talks against either of them, like with the other one. It was just yeah.
Yes, exactly. It was so, and this is why it's like you walk into this film knowing it's not gonna be the greatest film on the planet, but it's also really hilarious at the same time. And so
Yeah.
you're sitting there like, okay.
I love how deadpan the comedy was.
It
Yeah.
really was. And Bruce Willis was really
so
great
good.
at delivering it.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, they all were.
They all were, but I was surprised by Bruce Willis because I didn't remember him as a funny. I've
'cause
seen
he's
him
obviously,
funny
like,
later in life.
Typecast.
But yeah,
is-
in that period, he was usually like the big, like
The
kind
cop.
of action guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he was this pathetic little like. He was really pathetic in
brainiac.
that.
Wasn't
Just
he
so
silent.
pathetic.
Yep. Which is
Jinx,
another
You owe me a drink.
which is another stereotype because he is very sad and unfortunate, but also incredibly intelligent, incredibly brilliant, which is probably why both of them were attracted to him to begin with. But it's just like, wow.
Also, I mean, good for
surface
him.
level.
Yeah, see, I also was less thrilled about the fact that once he got rid of the women in his life, he suddenly improved, like, exponentially. I get they were terrible women. I get it.
He wasn't a great guy.
He wasn't a good guy. Like, they weren't the ones holding him down, thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's not our job
Yeah.
to raise other people up. And yeah, so that sort of implication bugged me a bit at the end, but I do like that they were in the back laughing. And
Oh my god, I love that scene. That was one of my favorite scenes. And he found the secret to life eternal. His children.
God.
I choked to death because it's so funny.
Do you have one of those pens? Why are you still alive?
So there were other really funny moments that maybe just as females was, I don't know if you had the same sort of reaction, but like when they take the potion the first time and like the boobs like click into place and the butt and there were so many moments during that she was like, I killed myself laughing so much. It was so bad. She's like, I can see my ass. Oh my god.
I'm a girl.
It was so bad and so funny.
And then the butler's reaction is just,
Oh my god.
I have to say, I really enjoy Madeline's character because yes, she is a hideous woman. Mm-hmm. But I also got the sense that she was incredibly lonely.
Oh my god, they all were. They all were miserable.
Yeah.
They were all miserable, and this is what made them bad people.
Yes. And I really felt for her when she was driving away from the pool boy that she was having an affair with.
Yes.
Even though, like, she's an awful human being and she's having an affair with the pool boy, still, at the end of it, I was like, you poor thing. Like, I do feel bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, especially since, like, they established, like, is it up yet? Like, you know,
God.
like, it's not even your wife or your husband, just is it. Like, you don't exist anymore. It's like, it's just,
Yeah. Oh, another thing that made me laugh hysterically was, Witchy Woman.
Yes.
Her case, first of all, had an unk on the front. I was thinking of you immediately. But also, near the end scene, where Bruce Willis's character is waking up, she's swimming in the pool, and then she gets out of the pool, and then you notice as she's climbing up the stairs, she was doing laps in heels.
Yes. And was mystically wearing a scarf.
No, she puts on the robe after, like, she walks out of the pool naked.
Yeah.
She was very naked.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
the jewel thing. With the
not that one. The pool one. There was a scarf mystically.
No, the pool boy brought her
one of the butler clones.
That's kind of like a towel that's just there to hide her nipples.
Yeah, essentially.
That's exactly.
She had a great figure though. Holy hell!
She did.
I want that woman's build.
Which was actually, I think that was a body double.
Every single time my wife walked into the kitchen while I was watching this movie on my laptop, she was like, "Oh, boobs."
I mean, yeah. Like, the only thing you don't really see are the nipples.
Yep. It was just funny. So what I want to know is, I went through the trivia bits.
Oh, yeah.
And I still do not have an answer to this question. Whether or not that was actually Meryl Streep singing at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, I think it was.
It sounded like
sing.
her voice.
It sounded like her.
Isn't she classically trained?
As a singer?
As an actor, which
includes
involves singing.
Quite possibly. I mean, she is brilliant.
Yes. Oh, I agree.
She sang in Mamma Mia, didn't she?
She did sing in Mamma Mia. That's
true.
Yeah,
that's true. I forgot about that.
Because
I was like, I don't think I've seen her like sing in anything else.
Yeah,
okay.
no, I
I'm a
think
dummy.
maybe that was her. Meryl Streep, if you're watching.
Please answer this question.
Tell us, Meryl.
Was that you singing?
But, so on the flip side of that, she wasn't auditioning for Madeline, who was doing the singing and dancing on Broadway. She auditioned for Helen.
Huh.
And
really?
ended up with
funny.
Madeline. Yeah, so I was like, alright. But apparently she said in an interview, like, she wasn't the singing and dancing type. and that's why she didn't want to do that particular role. Which I thought was really weird. Which is another reason why I was like, was she actually singing or was it somebody else?
Can I just say, as far as Broadway musicals go, her number was not the worst I've ever heard.
Not at
No,
all.
not at all.
Why
It
people
was
were-
pretty typical.
I know, I
Yeah.
don't know why people were getting up and leaving in disgust, and I'm like, but I kind of want to know about this awful, selfish character she's playing.
I know.
Yeah,
Go on.
exactly. Like, yeah, because they don't, again, and that's why I was like, I feel like the movie kind of fell short with, like, skipping so much time, and I'm like, I appreciate it, but also I kind of want a little bit more, at least to have a context before moving forward, you know, but it was like a minor, you know, thing.
Yeah, and I feel it was, like, sort of played like a mashup of styles and genres, played up for laughs with everybody leaving, and then Bruce Willis's character being utterly enthralled by her.
Because there are 3 clappers.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, oh my god, it was so good, and everybody's like, what?
She's looking at him like, are you insane?
Oh dear. Yes, this movie is so problematic.
It
Yes.
really,
But it's
really
so
is.
funny.
Yeah, so there were a couple of like other sort of minor trivia bits that I thought some people here would appreciate. Helen said she drank the potion on October 26, 1985, which was the present date for Back to the Future. Which is a reference.
That's cool.
Another reference you might appreciate. When Helen is talking about the grand murder scheme and dropping them in Death Valley and whatever, on the desk for the case closed, in the background there is a brain in a jar that's labeled abnormal, which was a tribute to
Oh my
Frankenstein.
god, yes, of course.
And I was like,
Oh.
ooh, this is
Oh,
good.
that's cute!
Mhm.
I
This
love
was
little things like this.
yeah,
Yeah.
this was also supposed to be a sequel to Tales from the Crypt.
Oh.
Apparently.
I don't recall Tales from the Crypt.
It's 70.
Is there a crypt keeper?
Yes. Are you kidding?
Now who's Freaky Friday?
Okay, that has to go in the wall.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. I do remember we played.
I have the entire TV show on DVD at my house.
Oh, I love
Wow.
that show.
Me too.
My mom was very worried about me.
There you go. And the only other trivia thing was the other guests that people would know from the movie were Andy Warhol, Marilyn Monroe. Greta Garbo was the only one I didn't actually know and had to look up.
She was.
Elvis Presley.
She was the woman who was. She the one who played the witch. Who played the witch?
Greta Garbo was dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
she
Yes,
stopped-
in the background. Sorry. Yes. So there was Elvis and.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Marilyn
Gotcha.
Monroe and whatnot. Jim Morrison is also seen, and James Dean.
I saw James Dean when the car takes off and he turns around.
Yeah.
I know. Oh my god.
It made me so happy.
All of these famous people who are dead, but not dead. And also, you attention hound, Elvis.
Yes.
Right. Oh, that was
Well,
funny.
because there are so many people who were like, "No, he's still alive."
Yeah.
No.
Not if time is linear.
Wrong panel.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a different panel. Yeah, this movie though.
Yeah.
God.
It's still really funny, but oh my god.
I think part of why I enjoy it so damn much is precisely because Bruce Willis, who you're used to seeing as like the
Die
hero,
Hard.
Yeah.
is essentially in this like a spineless little worm.
He is, and he's so good at it.
I
Yes,
know,
he
and that's
really is.
weird to me. He does find some of his spine when he drops the potion,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then is miraculously saved by the pool.
I know. That's such a weird and then the guy like, Are you done?
done?
Like just so casually.
And he says to the girl, what did he say? That was cool or something like that? I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's such a
His
weird
parting remark was odd. Also, how useless are those cloned butlers that they lock down the building but forget the elevator?
Oh
Well.
yeah. I mean, they can't be that perfect.
They weren't even close.
No.
Jesus. I was also 80s, it cracked me up.
Yes.
It really was.
The spandex!
Oh yes, the lycra.
And the perms!
Oh my god, yes. So many things.
all I've got.
It's
on my
okay.
part.
I have another. I think I have a quote. Hold on. Yeah, the one of the other moments that I really appreciate is when the two of them have befriended each other. The guy is gone, Ernest is gone, and they're like, "I'll paint your ass and you'll paint mine."
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh my god, yeah.
like,
And they're just
oh my
like
God.
pieces.
Oh yeah, at the end. Do you remember where you parked the car?
It's
Such
like
a
they're
great ending.
perfectly made for each other.
I know, they're hideous people. They're
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Which is why it's fitting that in the end, the
They
guy
only
they
have
were
each other.
fighting over is dead and gone, and they've got each other.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, they deserve a lifetime of each other, let's be honest.
They really, really do.
Oh boy!
Oh my god. So funny.
Alright, so does anybody have anything else? I have underlined here, the doctor wasn't even that good a catch, ladies. That's really my only other comment about the conceit of the film. So, final thoughts and star rating?
I still really love this movie, but I feel like a lot of that is just nostalgia factor because I used to watch it so much. But I think ultimately looking, today at the movie, there are other funny comedies that are much better at this, I guess, style of quirkiness. So I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, 3 out of 5 was pretty much my star rating too.
Okay, final thoughts, or you've said everything
It
you
was,
wanted?
yeah, it was funny,
It was
problematic, and funny.
Yeah. So, as far as black comedies go, I think this one's my favorite.
It's pretty good.
It's very funny. A lot of the jokes took me 2 seconds to get. I don't know. I guess I was brain dead after watching Arrival. Like, my brain had just exploded at that point. So they would say things that are funny, and then 2 seconds later, I'd be like, "Hang on! Oh my god, that was hilarious!" So yeah, I was still laughing watching this. As more so now as an adult than when I was 14, because let's face it, when I was 14, I didn't know life.
Yeah, I had no idea half of this shit when
But yeah, extraordinarily problematic. The conceit of this film makes me angry. Like, anything that of this nature, generally speaking, makes me angry. But they handled it so well and turned it into something so funny that I would definitely put this on my, like, Blu-ray list. Like, it would be going on my shelves. I wouldn't kick it out of bed for eating crackers. Does anybody actually sleep with DVDs in their bed? Anyway.
DVDs eat crackers.
They can, I guess. They do in my world. This is speculative fiction. Of course they can.
I have many
If there are
questions.
magic potions that make you undead, there are
DVDs can eat
that eat
crackers.
crackers. Alright, if you have any thoughts about Death Becomes Her, do leave it in the comments down below. On YouTube, I sometimes lurk, so I may respond. If you have any other films you would like to add to the bowl, leave that down below as well. We'll add them. And don't forget to like and subscribe or follow us on Twitch, because we do this live, as we are doing now. But not if you're watching this on YouTube. It was live a while ago, sorry. Okay, bye!
Wait.
Oh wait, we had... Oh, goddammit, I pulled an Eric!
Don't you mean the other Sonia?
No!
Fake Sonia.
Fake Sonia.
Good omens.
Well then.
This was added to the bowl today. You can thank Nathan for this. And also, I've permitted mini-series, not actual, like, full
TV
TV series, because we don't have time to go over 15 seasons of Supernatural, sorry.
No.
But mini-series, we can do.
Specifically
Come
that.
on, we can do Stargate.
No, we cannot do Stargate.
Why?
Too many! Stop it! We can do Stargate the film.
Already did.
Did we?
Yes.
Well, I
pretty
have
sure
the
we did.
memory of a
Season
sieve.
2 or 3, I think.
Yeah, okay. Well, never mind. So the next one we're going to be discussing the miniseries Good Omens. I am obsessed with Aziraphale and Crowley.
Oh yes.
So much. They are my favorite. Okay. Thanks very much, guys. Bye.
Bye.